with the president of the country. And, you know, so they had strategic alliances.
Hola.
So they had strategic alliances with people. And one thing, and Jeff knows this is an open book. Take pictures, ask questions.
Video. Para bien.
Keturah, Ketuai, and yellow Ketuai, and then typical Hebrew. I think we talked about that yesterday. Within the infrastructure of the 1,400 or so acres that we have, there's 200 acres of a forest preserve. There's another 50 acres of forest preserve that's spread throughout the farm, so an animal can go from one side of the farm to another without ever getting out from under cover. And we also have about 30 kilometers of infrastructure as far as the roads go, plus villages and housing throughout the farm. You know, medical checkups, but also it's for the worker, their spouse, their children, and their parents. So they've taken a lot of this worry out of taking care of the family. So when you have over 50% of your cost of your product is labor, if you have a happy, healthy, productive workforce, you're going to have a coffee. If you have people that have to worry about these other things, your coffee's going to suffer, no question about it. We have the Workers Association. Once again, it's not a union, it's an association. They decide on things on the farm. They run a net cost commissary, so buy rice and beans at bulk, bring it back here, and they purchase it. There's a garden somewhere on the farm. I've seen it at one time. I don't remember where it is. They run 3 football teams for the farm workers. We might see one today play this afternoon. So things like that. They have a women's chorus, so there's a lot of activity for them to do. We also supply uniforms for the school. We supply school supplies up there. So you have these things in place. People don't have to worry about health care. If something's really sick, they go to town still. So it's taking that worry out, so you're allowed to people focus on the coffee. Nice footwork, dude. Footwork. Fit or something like that, which is early, and it's going to be difficult for us to get some help after them because you're losing some of your students that do pick. Well, on the tail end of the harvest, it will be okay, but you know, those extra hands help. But what we see up here after school starts is, I think somebody mentioned they didn't see a lot of police officers in San Jose yesterday. They saw one up in Bustamante. But what we see on the farm are truant officers. They come and check and make sure kids aren't working. So all this child labor, you know, yada 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 is applicable in some areas, but here it is not. The natural state of the farm. I mean, it's It's just good for the farm. Animals can live there. You're not disturbing the farm area. But another reason why we've done that and why we also have a stretch of forest preserve, and we'll drive through it a couple times throughout the farm, is we take soil samples from that preserve. And we talked yesterday about sustainability, about living within the farm. So we take samples from the preserve and we'll compare it to production samples throughout the farm. What you want to do is you want to bring the coffee back up to their natural state. So you compare, we send the samples to the university in San Jose. They compare the soil samples and said, okay, this is what you should fertilize. That's how we come up with our fertilization every year. We fertilize 3 to 4 times a year with granular fertilizer. It is chemical. It is not organic. And it's done by hand. We also spray the trees 2 or 3 times a year. Nurseries. And so the coffee is taken from, the trees are taken from the nursery out in the field. We replace and replant about 250 to 300,000 trees a year, all throughout the farm. And so the coffee then is growing. Its second year, the coffee is shaped. The tree is shaped to grow properly, to grow up. Then the third year, it produces a little bit, but the fourth and fifth year are very well production of tree. And then it's pruned back. And then you have the sixth year, it's sort of shaped again with a little bit of production. 7, there's a little bit more, but 8, 9, and 10 is a very strong production of tree, of cherry. And then year 10, it's pruned again. And then 11, it's reshaped, there's a little growth, 12, 13, 14, 15, very pretty well producing years. And then year 16, or year 15 or 16, decisions made to dig it.
Se corta aquí, esta es del año pasado.
Sí.
Y esa toca ahora como en marzo, cortarla ahí.
Ah, sí.
Queda,
En marzo.
Sí, para que quedan troncos así, para que eche hijo ahí.
¿Por qué?
Para que salga nuevo.
Nuevo.
Ajá.
Ah.
Ya.
I think he wants us to follow him. I was going to shoot some
No, I'm
pictures.
just walking this way. You all can walk on up. You want?
Oh, what kind of?
What's up?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Pretty good. Media también. Media. ¡Otra media!
Armando, vengan arriba que me la mida.
You paid? Excellent.
All right, everybody, let's hop out.
¿Ya?